Mr. Speaker.
Order. Questions for oral answer. Mr. Ang Wei Nan.
Question 1, sir.
Mr. Speaker, 5G technology and networks will be a critical part of Singapore's digital economy. I announced at the Committee of Supply debates earlier this year that we plan to commence the rollout of 5G mobile networks by 2020. We are on track to achieve this target. Today, the Infocom Media Development Authority, or IMDA, launched a public consultation on the appropriate regulatory framework, spectrum allocation, and other policies associated with 5G. To further differentiate Singapore's 5G strategy, we also aim to advance innovation in secure 5G applications and services in tandem with our 5G network deployment process. One important aspect of this is developing 5G use cases, especially for enterprise applications that we can potentially export to the rest of the world. IMDA has been leading this effort, engaging industry players and government agencies in early trials and test bedding. The feedback gained through IMDA's public consultation will inform our policies to facilitate the 5G network rollout and also help to identify innovative and impactful 5G applications. And I would encourage all industry players and other stakeholders to actively participate in this consultation.
Song.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you, Minister, for the comprehensive reply. I have 3 supplementary questions. The first question is, IMD thinking of providing the basic infrastructure for the 5G network, or you are leaving to telco to install their own 5G network? And 2 is that whether the government is providing the infrastructure to 5G network, or you are leaving it to telco to provide their own network? And 2, does the government has mandated any 5G vendors to be involved or not to be involved in the building of 5G network in Singapore? The question is being asked because of the light of US pressurized airlines to not to use certain 5G vendor in the respective country. Is the government also, the third question is that, is the government prepared to bring more telco into Singapore in tandem with the 5G network, or you feel that it's already optimal in terms of number of telco in Singapore? Thank you.
Speaker, I thank the member for his supplementary questions. First, in terms of the 5G network infrastructure, the approach is simple. IMDA, on behalf of the government, will eventually call for proposals. The infrastructure itself, as with 3G and 4G, will be owned and deployed by private sector companies, in other words, the telcos, who are licensees of IMDA. And that will be the approach we will take, and it's not different to the approach that's been taken in other parts of the world. I'll take the third question second. Are we open to more telcos? Well, a member would be aware that we concluded an exercise a few years back which brought in a 4th mobile telco operator. Right now our focus is on the deployment of 5G, working with the existing suite of telco players that we have in Singapore. Finally, on vendor restrictions, which I think is the question the member is asking, our focus is on ensuring that our network is resilient, is diverse, and therefore is able to accommodate different types of scenarios, and is robust. And we want to ensure its reliability through these elements. So that's our focus. And we are engaging with the industry in consultation to assess how best to achieve that objective for not just individual networks, but for our system as a whole.